Hello everybody, this is a jimster586 gripe video. Today I want to talk about latex exam gloves, or work gloves. I work in the maintenance field. I do cleaning amongst other things, and these are the types of gloves that I wear for work. Now my gripe isn't about the gloves themselves. I like latex gloves. I don't have any sensitivity or anything to them. They work really well for me. Except that in order to save money, the manufacturers of these gloves, both boxes in front of you here, have cheapened their product to where you start to see problems like this. And no, I did not do that intentionally, despite the fact somebody will probably say otherwise. That happened to me yesterday too. My thumb, which is not jagged in any way, shape, or form, went right through. I've had the palm rip out numerous times the last couple of days on pairs of gloves. Now, as I say, I do maintenance, which involves cleaning. I clean public restrooms, large ones. And each day in the restrooms, I've gone through 2 pairs of gloves because they keep ripping open on me, which is really safe for me to use. Now imagine if you happen to be like a doctor or a nurse and you were wearing gloves like this. Now granted, most healthcare professionals don't use latex any longer. But even the nitrile ones that they do use have gotten cheaper and cheaper and cheaper to the fact that they're now paper thin like these have become. Now I do have over here a same box of gloves as these guys, which are paper thin. Let me see if I can show you the difference here. See how you can see through that? Like that? This is a paper thin one. Whereas this, you might be able to tell that these are darker. That's because this is an older box. And note that they're a lot thicker. There's a good one versus a cheap one. I would think you can see the difference. This box I keep around for when I'm desperate because these are good. And I don't want to waste them if I can avoid it. These I stopped using because they were ripping out. You know, I was blowing through multiple pairs of these in no time flat. Which is why we tried this brand instead. And this is the first box of these that I've had that are paper thin. And that's what I currently have on my hands right now. I've been sweating in these, that's why they're discolored. And as I say, you can clearly see right there where my thumb went right through it. These are lightly powdered, which I'm not crazy about, but it helps when you work in unair-conditioned buildings during the summer. And you sweat a lot like I do. So these lightly powdered actually aren't bad, except that they leave, spots all over your pants and whatnot. They leave fingerprints and such from the gloves. That's what this is from. So that's my gripe video about the cheapening of products which compromise our safety. And when you're wearing gloves that you have to check every couple of minutes and change constantly because they blow out on you, if you don't notice that, you're subjecting yourself to diseases. Especially if you're in a healthcare environment. Suppose you're a doctor working on say an AIDS patient, for example, and all of a sudden your glove rips and you don't know about it. Now you've just come in contact with that person, which of course is unhealthy and can be deadly. A lot of hospital diseases now, like ORSA, MRSA, VRE, things that you don't commonly hear about on the street. But I know people who work in the hospital, and that's how I know about these things. They're spread through contact. So imagine wearing gloves that are paper thin and you're touching these people when you have to, put on a gown and everything else to even go near these patients. Just something to think about. I don't know whether we specify to our distributor, which is Hill & Marks out of Amsterdam, New York, what brand of gloves we want, or whether we just say we want latex gloves and they provide the brand. But either way, somebody's responsible, besides the manufacturer, for these crappy gloves. Like I said, this is an older box. These things are durable. I mean, you'd have to take a knife to them or something to cut them. Whereas these guys will just rip apart on you. So that's my gripe for the day. The makers of Job Select gloves and Med Handler gloves, clean up your act. And that's going to be it, so thanks for listening to me gripe.